It's amazing when you realise Bowes Railway at Springwell in Gateshead was open long before the Stockton and Darlington line. This is before George Stephenson's rocket and the real birth of the railways in Britain. But Stephenson would return. He kept some of his stock here, and he would also use some of the straighter track to test his machines, the early trains, under scientific conditions. In 1826, when Bowes opened, the owners needed results to prove to their backers that their investment was a good one. So right from the beginning, corners were cut. Whenever the owners looked around, everything seemed well organised and safe. Yet as soon as they left, a rather more slapdash way of doing things. Many of the professional engineers had great skill, but there were just not enough of them. To bring more from Scotland or the south would mean they had to be paid well and their families housed and fed. So instead, teenagers and young boys were brought in to help the engineers, doing all of the heavy manual jobs. They say the average span for a teenager was about 3 months. Then they'd either quit, be injured, or in many cases be dead. There is a list of those that they admit died on this blood-sodden land, and the list is close to 1,000 people. Yet they say it might be as many as 3 times that would be more accurate. And as the local teenage population diminished, instead of paying a little bit more for grown men, they chose to go the other way and recruited young children, some from the age of 5. And on hearing that they could make money, they abandoned the classroom to get a job on Bowes.
So there you are, Alan Robson with you. What a night. Perfect. The sky's getting low. It's going to be pitch black here in the soonest time. And I've got somebody for you to meet. This is Jeff. Jeff is the king of all he surveys. He practically owns the whole shebang. You're a volunteer, one of a group of special people that keep this place going.
Yeah, there's a dedicated band, small band but dedicated.
And
yes.
Amazing, because the kind of stuff you've got here. And I know you're open Thursdays, Fridays, and across the weekend.
Yeah.
Now, people should come along and have a look at this. We're talking George Stephenson, we're talking here. This is history.
There's almost 200 years of history here, yeah.
Some good and some of it...
Well, the ghosty bits may be
Yeah.
the bad bits, but no, there's lots of good here.
No, the stuff that you've got. I mean,
Oh,
if
the
you
stuff
were,
we've got
if
is
you
amazing.
were
Yeah.
trying to start something,
Yeah.
you could, one of your sheds would be an entire museum. But you've got, it just goes on forever, this place.
It's a great place to visit, and more people should come. You're dead
Lots
right.
of nooks, lots of crannies, and on top of that, I gather you, ever since we came for the very first time, because nobody'd been here before, since then, every ghost group on Earth pretty much
We've
is,
had a fair few.
I can imagine, I can imagine. I mean, last time that I came down to see you, you were mentioning that quite often people come in and say, this guy and he was in working clothes. Do you hire people to walk around with? But you don't do anything like
We
that.
don't know. Neither Bill or I have experienced anything like that, but people who are more sensitive seem to have.
Right. Well, the funniest thing in the world, Richard, if you can just come here. We've got Richard, who's our boffin, who, when he first started working on ghosty things with me, he didn't believe in anything ghostly at all. And then, but over the years, he's seen a few things and he can't explain, and he's got all of his devices to try and prove it. But yet one of the most vivid things actually happened just around the corner over yonder.
Right.
Tell everybody what happened.
Yeah, Alan and I were standing outside the office door just talking like this.
Because we had people placed, we had girls placed in various parts of the building. We were waiting for the scream,
We were.
essentially. And what happened?
And then we're busy talking, and then we both turned to each other and said, "Did you see that?" And there was a figure came out the office and just walked around the corner towards the toilets as if they'd done that 1,000 times.
And yet it was the office that was lit up.
Yeah.
So you would, expecting ghosts and dark nooks and crannies. It came out of a lit office,
Indeed.
walked across a wall, just like you would. And we were chins up, we just kind of,
But it was like a mirror image, like
yes.
You know, did he
It
see
was. I was just so glad that he saw it, because I'm thinking I'm going to look a right well here if I see it. I've just seen this and he hadn't, but fortunately that he had.
Yeah, 100%.
So, how can people get involved with this? Have you got a website or anything that people
Yeah,
can
there's
take
a
a look at?
website and Facebook page, Bowes Railway. Yep. Just put Bowes Railway into a search engine and it'll come up with our website. There's lots of events coming up in the next few weeks and months. So
Right.
a huge event is our Bonfire Night, which is our biggest night of the year in terms of generating income.
Right.
Great firework display, and there should be a packed site for that.
Are you sticking Bill on the bonfire? Where is he? Oh, he's gone. Oh, there he is. Maybe he's done.
Maybe it's not. And then there's various events going on at Christmas. Wreath making is the big one that's out there at the moment, and
Fantastic.
all of those can be accessed through Facebook, and there's a link to the ticket source.
And are you the
Those.
man on the other end of Facebook when everybody?
No, I'm too old a gadget to be into all this modern
It's
stuff.
funny because when we said we're going to come around, we said, "Oh, do you want to get involved?" He says he's got his bait. He's got a book called Munich. Who's it by? Raymond Briggs? Or?
No.
We can't remember anyway.
No.
He's got his book, he's got his bait, he's going to stay in the office where it's light, where you don't have to deal with any of this stuff, and he's just going to let us go on our way. But thanks a lot,
Not
Mark.
at all, Alan.
Really
Have a good
appreciate it.
evening.
We
Enjoy.
will. Thank you.
Thanks.
So, here it is. Halloween. Well, what is Halloween? Do you really know what we're getting into? The most common thing that people say about it is it's where the shrouds between life and death get so close that spirits can more easily pass between them. But there's much more to it than that. Far more. Over 6,000 years, people have revered this time of year. And why? Because it's sacred. It's holy to them. Now, you can say things like, "God blimey, I'm not particularly religious." You don't have to be. You just have to remember that the peoples that lived here, the pagans that lived across the world, they all believed 100%. What did they believe? A lot of people bring gods and goddesses in it. The original pagans didn't. They just knew that the sun's going down. Tomorrow it'll come up again. If you get warmth from the sun at night time, you might need a fire on. Also, if you look after the rivers and the creatures that live in there, it'll feed you. If you look after the creatures in the woods, they'll feed you. If you look after the plants, they'll feed you. It wasn't rocket science. It's only human beings that make this kind of stuff complicated. And maybe the occasional president who wouldn't be able to find his backside in a dark room. Now, Christians came onto the scene. They wanted to change things. Like every pagan festival where people were having a good time, the Christians wanted to be that. We want that to be our festival. Let's have that very day, 31st of October. It's All Saints' Day. Woo. Where did that come from? They made it up. It's All Hallows Eve. Now that's closer to the truth. Because for 6,000 years, people have done what a lot of you guys will do as a matter of course. You get your cozies on, you get your witches, you get your zombies, your living deads. You'll all be doing that. Why? If it's a Christian festival about saints, why are you doing all that? Why are you dressing as vampires and axe killers and all that? Because even 6,000 years ago, people would create their own masks and they would wear them on All Hallows Eve. Why? Because that's the night you're closer to death. That's the night the spirits come out. And if the spirits see you, they may want to take you with them where they come from. Ooh. So the pagans didn't want that. They were quite happy to have the dead coming back, our ancestors, our friends, our families, all the people that we love that's passed over. Pagans quite happy to have them coming back. Yeah, we'll say hi. But let's get dressed up so we can see the ones we want to see, but the dead that we don't want to see will think we must be dead too, because we've got blood dripping from we're half our heads off, we've got black and white makeup, all the costumes, all the stuff we wear now. 6,000 years they were doing this. And where does trick and treat come from? The idea is, unless you give something, something bad happens to you. We might prefer to call that karma, because it is, isn't it? Back then, the Christians, it's All Saints' Day. Do you know what we'll do? Every All Saints' Day, we'll get the poor, we'll gather them around, and we'll give them a bun. That's what Christianity did. And if we give them a bun, they have to come to church every weekend, or we'll kill them and take everything they've got. And if they come to church at the weekend, they have to put so much money in the kitty every single week of their life for a bun. Well, what did the pagans do 6,000 years ago? They said to everybody in the village, because you've got to remember, we're coming to a time of year when we're expecting the snow and the harshness of winter. This was the time when the harvests were in, where you had your bags of turnips, where you had your carrots, where you had all of the fruits of the field and wheat and barley. And because you had that, you had to give a quarter of everything that you had to the poor people who lived around you that didn't have as much as you did. And you didn't do that and go, oh, I hate that, I wish we could keep more. They just did it as a matter of course, because then everybody could live happily, nobody suffered, no food banks. We've come a long way, haven't we? And another thing, you know, we're talking about Halloween, of course. That's why we've come to a place loaded. This is a place that they call a channel of spirit. Hopefully we'll find out why tonight. We want to see, we want to hear, we want to feel, and we're going to bring you with us for the very first time. But we're talking about Halloween. 6,700 years ago, they held bonfires the length and breadth of Britain. On every peak there was a bonfire. Must have looked amazing. Now, question mark, penny for the guy. What's the bonfire thing all about? Now, if we were doing this 6,700 years ago, we're doing it now, and we call it Bonfire Night, because it's the same date, 5th of November. Oh, gunpowder, treason in the plot. Do you remember the rhyme? It's all about Guy Fawkes, because we pay a penny for the guy, and the guy is Guy Fawkes. Lie. First of all, Guy Fawkes wasn't the main person trying to slip the bomb into Westminster, to do the first thing in Westminster that anybody with any sense would want to do. However, guising has been done since 6,700 years. Guising. What is guising? Why do they put a figure on top of a bonfire and burn it? Well, I can only tell you why they did. Now, they'll put a picture of Boris Johnson or Donald Trump or Rees-Mogg or pick somebody famous you don't like very much, Clarkson. They'll stick somebody's mask on the front. Oh, we're burning this famous person. Guising, 6,700 years ago. The pagans believed that winter was when the earth died. Easter, spring, when it all came back. It's renewed and it starts again from scratch. They believed that each winter, when everything was going to get killed off, it was a human being's opportunity to become renewed. And what they said was, we are going to burn all of the bad things about us on a bonfire. So that symbol, that figure on the bonfire, that figure was you, technically burning yourself. All of the things that you do that you hate yourself for doing. Being a bit arrogant, being a bit cocky, maybe not caring enough for other people, maybe burping, belching, farting. You know, I know what you get up to in the privacy of your own homes. So maybe, but guising. Let's put this thing on a bonfire and burn all the bad habits, and we can start fresh in the spring after winter's chill has covered the earth, and the plants, the birds and the beasts and the fish all renew in spring. So when you come across penny for the guising, I think the old way was better. I don't particularly want to burn a politician. I don't really value them very much, but I don't want to set fire to one, or a TV personality, or a band I didn't like. I'd much rather get shot of all of the negative things in my life, and that's what the penny for a guy thing is. If you look over yonder, they're actually building a bonfire over here for November the 5th. They have a big event here at Bowes Railway. It's going to be a big one when it happens, isn't it? Well, Halloween, Bonfire Night, we're kind of covering the whole thing. Pumpkins, pagan. Pumpkin feeds a family of 6, any size pumpkin. So that's what that's all about. And again, the pumpkin, when you go to your neighbours to give a quarter of all the foodstuffs you've got, they used to always carve the names. Not a face, not a devil or a demon. Carve the name of the giver into the pumpkin. Then you'd give it to the family that didn't have very much, or maybe the man had died. You got to remember, back then, we're talking the average age of people, 32 to 37. You didn't get old. I'd have been long under the ground, maybe a few of you too. So the giving on the guy, the dishing out the money to share to people who don't have anything, it's all based on a far more lovely tradition than the ones we have today. Enjoy what you're doing, dance to the monster mash and all the stuff you do, because you're going to do anyway. We're going to get around to some ghost hunting. We got some amazing stories. This is a tremendous place. It's called Bowes Railway, and we had obviously the great George Stephenson 200 years ago working to create the fantastic history we have here in the northeast of the railways. And yet on this ground, an awful lot of death. And if you go back to 1826 to about 1857, you got a lot of people that came to work here. They didn't even write their names in, and they died. So they just buried them, saying nothing, press on. Children as young as 7, 8, 9, 6 in some cases came to work here because they could get a job immediately, not as it is in modern times. They could make a few bob and take it home to their mother and make the mother proud. A lot of parents had no idea their children weren't at school, and they were coming to places like this. The birth of engineering, the Industrial Revolution. And everybody said it was so good, and of course it was. But a lot of people paid with their life. There's some ugly and nasty stories here. We're going to tell you a few of them before we actually hit the road. I know an awful lot of people talk about Stockton and Darlington, and it certainly deserves a place in history. But George Stephenson would bring some of his stock up here to Springwell, and it would leave it here. He would work on it. He would have trails, and it was right here on Bowes Railway that they had a conversation, Stephenson and the people around him. He says, what we have to do, and mind you, there's nothing like that here now, what we have to do is at the edge of the rails, stepping over here, here's the edge, the wooden edge. What he wanted was for there to be barriers built up 7 foot tall for when the train went past, so nobody could see into the carriages. Because somebody told him, a professor at Newcastle University had said to him, if a human being travels faster than 27 miles an hour, their eyeballs will be sucked out of their head. And he believed it. And because of that, they built the barriers, nobody could see. The train ended up travelling eventually about 28, 29 miles an hour, still super fast for the day. And everybody's eyeballs stayed pretty much where they should be. Getting some noise in the background, no idea what that was. The buildings already feel spooky. I don't know if you're open to this kind of thing, but you can actually feel that the air is different on a night like this. We hear that the children used to come here to make a few bob, and many of them dying. There's lists of family members, like the Thompson family. 5 people died here, all from the same family. A 64-year-old, a 32-year-old, a 28-year-old, and an 8-year-old, all working here. Sometimes what would happen, I don't know whether you can tell, but there's a gradient to the track up there. And they would get to the top of the hill yonder, and they would just push the trains off the top. And instead of needing a driver to make them come all the way down here, the gradient would do it. And if you come to the back of a train, you'll see when the train comes down from the other side, it's got one of these too. All that happens is, clang, the train comes down the track, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour, kabang, and then if you want to, hook it up, you can take the whole procession of coaches away. But when you are leaving them in the stockyard, gravity will do the thing for you. Now, imagine this place being really noisy, people clanging on pipes, welding, doing all of the heavy engineering crafts. Really noisy. Every shed full of 30, 40 people making a racket, getting trains ready. Well, are you going to hear? You're going to hear a train coming down the hill. You would think so, but people didn't. And instead, you'd find some child painting one of these, and before you know where you are, the other trains hit him and crushed him in half here. Some of them decapitated. Others, just on the rails, the train would come and cut them to pieces. And it was really common. And yet, nobody wanted to pay poor people for the lives of the people that died here, which is why they say over there, between the shed and that green area just before where the bonfire is, there's said to be a death mound where there could be as many as 2,000 to 3,000 people buried there, including one woman whose name was Laura Davison. Now I'm going to head back. I'd like you to come with me too. Laura Davison told her children her husband died here. What happened to him? He was in one of the engineering shops. A load of steel fell. Now this is sheet steel. It fell. It hit him here. Took his head off. And Lorna Davison made her children, she had 4 children, made them all swear that when they got older, the last place they would come to work would be here. They all promised. However, about a month later, the kids said, "We got a job, ma'am. We're working at a stables." Just thank heavens for that. We'll get a little bit of money in. They'll still get an education, kids working at the stables. What they didn't say was the stables on Bowes Railway. They still used horses, carts for moving things. They had ponies. It was Bowes. So one day, 2 of our children didn't return. The other child eventually, after mother wagged a finger, if you know something, tell me. They were working at the stables at Bowes. Lorna came up here, and what they used to have over the pit with the bodies in, and lime to try and get rid of them as quickly as possible. They weren't mugs, they didn't want to have to pay compensation. So over there in that pit, they had big metal sheets covering it to do 2 things: to bring the heat up so the bodies would degenerate, lime to make them degenerate even quicker. Well, Lorna, the mother, came here and demanded to see her children. One of the people here, the foreman, was a friend of Lorna's husband. And even though he shouldn't have, he said, come with me. And one night, when the second shift was on and there was fewer bosses about, they came across, went across to the sheet, lifted the sheet, and there, in the middle of the ground, the contorted bodies of 2 of her sons. She leapt into the pit. While she was cuddling the babies, one of the bosses came, let go of the big heavy metal sheet that came crashing down on the back of her head, told the guy that had shot her there, do you want to lose your job? If you do, tell anybody anything about this and you'll be gone. Because nobody knew about the pit, not till far later, by which time they just forget about that. We're doing great things now. It was a nightmare, and it was horrific. And they're mainly kids, they're mainly children. That's the thing. So, Lorna's in there too, forgotten about, probably survived the hit of the head. So what did she do? She suffocated, starved to death, tried to eat her way out. What would you do? Doesn't bear thinking about. That's just one of the things that happened right here at Bowes. It's hard to believe that literally just over the road there's houses and a major roadway cutting right the way through Springwell. This is on everybody's doorstep, and there's stuff that moves here, as we've already established. So I've got a GoPro camera on here, so wherever it goes, you're going to see it. So we're going to be having that feed shown to you tonight. I'm wearing a smart jacket just so that I made an effort. And I'm heading into one of the shops now. Now, last time we were here, we brought some people with us, and 2 of the women were chased out of this particular building. Got to watch your step when you're in here. And there we go. The long, long room. Now, we're not going to worry too much about what's... Oh, shit. We're not going to worry too much about what's happening down the side. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. Now, because you're not with me, you need to know what it smells like, what it feels like. There's a chill in here that is colder than a room would be like this. It's, I don't know whether you can, there's a little bit of breath that can be seen. You go across, and of course, amazing gadget. You can imagine this kind of stuff pumping away on full flow with engineers drilling holes and making equipment to get the rails and the railway engines moving. Just how do you start to know what these things are? It's pitch black in here. The sky has gone down. Don't know, I can see my shadow in front. More drills, radial arm drilling devices. A long bench where you could slide things that had been cut and made to certain sizes. We've got a variety of ghost tools with us here. Eye protection must be worn. You know that they would only say that after some poor so-and-so had lost an eye. I thought I heard something. It is so quiet, would be easy to hear something. I'm just going to ask the light to take a look around and see what they can find, because there's an awful lot going on. We've got our boffin in the distance coming in as well. So there is no reason to think we're taking this anything less than seriously. It's a terrifying place, and they used to have kids running around here doing all the doing all the strange, easy little jobs that Now, this is a spiritus resistus. It's one of our boffins pieces of kit. Oh, it stopped. Now, why is it stopped? Why did it start? It's used if it can pick up anything in the room. If there's something moving around. Now, I just said, I thought I saw or felt something. As soon as I said that, the kit went off. Now, it's only if the electromagnetism of this area changes that that'll kick on. Did you see anything? I didn't see anything. But I must admit, there's something here. Speak to me, say hello. Talk to me. If you're here, show yourself. I know you're here. I know you're here. So come on. Show yourself. I know you're here. Some darkness just moving at the bottom of here. Just a little bit of something dark kicking. This is a little bit terrifying at the moment. In the far corner, beside where the wheel is. Beside where the wheel is, there's something kicking. Just behind the wheel. Just behind the wheel. Whoa! Jesus wept. Was that the hammer? There's a hammer here. Oh, was it that? You heard it, Tony. Did it sound like that?
It came from that direction.
I saw some darkness moving over here. Then I heard a noise.
When it was swapped to the night vision camera, which Richard might have up the back, and then we can see a lot more.
Oh, I am just the clumsiest human being. I've already fallen over twice, so doubtless that'll be quite entertaining on the GoPro. So, Richard, you've got the, we've never used this bit of kit again. It's a night vision kit. Yeah. And again, it shows night as day. Whenever you see these kind of things on Most Haunted, you kind of blanch because we're so sick of them all doing their respective dances. But that is clear as day.
Isn't it? I mean, that's pitch black.
That is clear as day. I would love to think that we can find some. Did you see some movement there? Did you see some movement?
Yeah.
In the camera, there was something just jigged past the front of the.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could get that on those kind of things. Oh. That's amazing. That is amazing. Let's see what we get.
We're going to turn this one off and then go on to that one.
Okay, let's do that. Let's take it off.
There's many stories that exist, like that of Alfie Taylor from Bensham. He was 5 when he got a job, clearing rubbish from the yard, removing debris from the railway lines, and warning the crews when trains were free-wheeled. This area is on a natural gradient, so at one end of the track at Lamesley they would roll a carriage down to Springwell to be stored, cleaned and readied, without anybody driving it. Completely empty, it would roll for miles, with speeds up to 40 miles an hour. What chance at 10:15 at night in the pitch black did little Alfie have? He'd removed tons of wood and metal off the rails. He stood up, proud of his work. Briefly heard a noise behind him, because you got to remember, he was in the middle of an industrial yard. There was hammering and clanging and banging coming in all directions. And just as he turned, the first of 3 free-rolling coaches, each one weighing around 48 ton, hit him, splattering him like a bug. After all 150 ton had swept over the little lad, he was a puddled mulch of blood, flesh and crushed bone, totally unrecognisable, impossible to return to his family. So they did what became very commonplace at the beginning. They scraped up what they could and put wee Alfie into the pit with hundreds of others. Never a chance for a family to say goodbye. No words read over him. Due to a 5-year-old's lack of concentration, now he's dead and dumped in a filthy hole. Each night the pit had hordes of rats chewing away at a human buffet. Other teenagers were hired to try and keep the rat population down, yet so many were attracted from the banks of the River Tyne. Some of the kids, stealing asleep, would wake up to find dozens of rats actually eating them. One boy in 1828 was killed by rats, others badly hurt, bitten, or given a fever that would see many of them off. John Hodgson was one of many parents who were never told what happened to their sons. Billy Hodgson, a well-experienced boy, aged 9, had been beneath a carriage oiling its gears when his arm got stuck. Other carriages pushed down the track, smashed into the one he was working on, and when they found him, his body was in exactly 7 pieces. You can read the lists of who died. Will Hodgson, trapped in a sewer and drowned. Martin Lee, hand severed by train, died of septicemia. George Hall died trying to save his best friend with a shaft burst into flames with gas. 2 others died of a gas explosion. David Dawson, trapped between 2 carriages, found drowned in an oil drum, cut in half by an iron sheet fired from a moving carriage, choked to death by coal dust, and so the list goes on and on and on. What a night we have in store. Halloween. Bowes Railway.
Bizarre. Now, we're going to make sure whatever happens is live. We're mic'd up. Everybody can tell, hello, that's me. You can tell what we're doing. So we just want to make sure that you have a good night and you realize there's stuff in here moving about. And every now and then you'll hear a little something. Every now and then you'll get a feeling. The thing that's most reassuring is there's cars going by and you think, we're all right, we're close to the rest of the world, it's just out there. But I must say, when you go off camera, and I know that's night vision, Richard's headlight is the only light that's actually in here. When you just walk up here on your own, you can really feel that there's stuff, that you can feel that the place is stained, that stuff's happened here. How many times do you think with amateurs working on tools, how many people have lost fingers here, lost eyes? How many of them have ended up losing their lives through sepsis because we didn't have all the drugs? We're talking 1826, 1830, 1840, 50, 60, 70, a time when poor people would do anything for some money. got to be careful even in the dark, but there's so many things here, and they're all tools that if you're an engineer you would recognize. You'll see me walking around here in the darkness, but I'm reassured because I know I've got Richard backing me up and Tony's there filming. I know there's people about, but it doesn't make a difference to these things that move. We saw the jiggle on that night vision camera. I think you at home will be able to pick up an awful lot more. We've got Rob helping us out with outdoor shots and what have you, so we can build this up and make it as good as it can be for you. We're not a television company, but we're doing our damnedest. And there's little places off to the side that we're going to have to go into. I wonder what's in here. Oh, it's a shed with stuff. And yeah, there's a whole host of different things in here, different knobs and sprockets and stuff like that. Royston's box there and a cupboard. Very, very like welder's gauntlet there as well. You'd absolutely be able to imagine people working in a place like that and seeing the stuff as it really was. This is an amazing place. I noticed the spirit box hasn't gone off since last we were in here, but let's just look down at the bottom first of all and see if there's absolutely anything there at all. What are you getting? You know, my eyes play tricks. Now I'm going to take my light off. When you take your light off, your eyes play tricks with you, and I've got to cover the light from the camera that's on my chest. But down the bottom, I'm seeing movement. And once again, it's down at the... Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Give me some distance, Richard. Whoa. Got something over here. Got something over here. I don't know whether are you watching this, Richard? I saw something to my left-hand side. You got to, what I always say is discount 95%. Oh, jeebus. It's going again. It's going again. Come on. Say something. Do something. Do something. Say something to me. I would love to hear your voice. Say something. Oh! Dark shadow just moving across there. You've got to be a bit careful because there is like a motorway at the far end. And also over there where that, I thought there was a figure. Could have sworn there was a figure standing over there. Come on, if there's anything here, I'm here. Come on. Come on. Scan the room, Richard, from back right the way around. Let's see what we can see here. Because there's stuff going on here. No question about it at all. Bring it around, Richard. Tell me what you see. If anything, I'll come back up so I can make you. Let's move down. Okay. Are you seeing anything? You can see more clearly than we can. Anything? The wheel down the bottom. Oh, just goes off a bit. Not sure what's on the floor back here. Oh, this wheel or the big wheel? I'm going. Anything here? Anyone here? Anyone here? It's freezing here. The temperature's gone down, seriously gone down. Seriously going down. I've got a red light flashing on my GoPro camera as well. Don't know if that means anything. Coming back out again. So, do you want to check that? Should it have a red light?
Yes, it's recording.
It's recording, that's fine then. That's good.
I'll tell you what we have got.
What's that?
You want to try talking to him?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. Can I? You've got it, Tony. You got it?
Got it?
Right.
Is this the spirit box?
Yes, it's the one that we've used in everywhere. Bellingham.
Brilliant.
Birmingham, the whole works.
Let's do it.
So we'll just bear with me.
Might be something down there. Check the corner. There's definitely go walk a bit further down this way.
Somebody's shouting for you.
Hello? Speak to me.
Oh, F off straight away.
Something's just showing me the F off. Just said F off. Unbelievable. What's your name? What's your name? Speak to me. Len. Did you get a Len?
I did. Would you like to
I got a
hold
Len.
that on?
I will hold it,
Then
absolutely.
you can control it. Yeah.
Hello, speak to me. Did you used to work here? Did you work here? Did you work here? Len. Hello, Len. Did you lose your life here or did you work here? No, you didn't lose your life here, but did you work here? Did you work here? Did you work here? Yes, you did work here. What did you do? What did you do? You worked on the trains? Did you work with horses? Speak to me. I didn't catch what it said. Could do with your ears as well.
Yeah, listen, yeah.
Did you work here? Did you work here? There's a woman there too.
There's a woman there, yeah.
There's a woman, she sounds upset. What's your name?
Lisa.
Lisa. Hi Lisa, because we know there's a loner that died here.
Yeah, I think he's just got her.
Is that you, Lorna? Lorna? Yes, I heard it. Lorna? Do you know what happened to the child you left behind? I heard that the two children you left behind were found starved to death because they murdered you. Poverty.
Poverty.
I know you, I can imagine. I can imagine poverty. How do you feel about the people that ran this place back then? You came to find your children. No, says the man. Well spoken man as well, not like Canny Posh Keep Walker, like northeastern type person. Heavens. I've just heard Lorna say ready. Ready for what, Lorna? Listen, switch that off. Oh, it's the box again. Was that you? Is that you setting the box off? You're here with us. Would be. Would be. I wish you were here with us now. And I wish you were well. I don't wish you any harm. Please, talk to us. It's setting off all of our equipment. You would rather play tricks than speak? Did you just hear that as well? I got something from over there. Speak to me. Are you covering that area? Something over there. Speak to us. Speak to us, please. Look, Lorna, did you hear that? Yeah. It played a little bit of the tune over the death box.
It did.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
It stole the tune.
Yeah.
You're going to talk to us, Lorna? That was somebody quite posh. Do you not want us to talk to the people who worked here? Is that what this is all about? You don't want us to talk to them? Oh, same tune again.
Yeah.
That's the second time. Please talk to us. Oh. Lorna. And what's your name? The man. What's your name? Got to see especially we're not going to get George Stevenson, but what's Michael? Is it Michael? Foden. Michael Foden. I just heard somebody say aye. Michael Foden. Is that who this is? Michael Foden. Michael, what do you want to tell us, Michael? Dead. Did you die here? Did you die here? Missed it. Do you mind us looking around? We've got many more places to go. Help us. Back here again. Once again. Margaret. Are you setting this off, Margaret? Are you setting this off, Margaret? And it's again on the box. Get on the box. It's amazing. How do you know? Well, I'm standing here. I'm not an idiot. I come to talk to you though. How did you die? How did you die? How did you die? Do you want to talk to us? Do you want to talk to us? Speak. There's movement down the bottom. I'm going down the bottom. Come on. Speak to me. Speak to me. Something's just hit me on the back of the shoulders. Did you hear something there?
I heard something drop on the floor.
Something just hit me on the back of the middle of the back. No. Well, what was it? Was that you? Can't see anything. Hang on. Somebody just said ginger. Now, something fell. Something hit my back, like somebody throwing something at me. And there's nothing on the floor. If you're not going to speak to me, I'm going to leave it there. Last chance. Whoa!
Oi,
Switch
did
this
you hear
off.
that? Did you hear that?
Switch
Did
that
you hear
off. We're getting voices now.
Did you hear that?
I heard like a... Did you hear the growl? Could it just be the car?
No, that sounded like it was right behind.
Did you hear that, Tony?
I heard something, yeah.
You heard something? Oh, dear. We're getting stuff in here. Was that you?
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
I was looking for me.
No, that's all right, as long as we be honest about everything. What, hang on, what is it? You've got a moving?
Moving charge meter. Now then, if there's any entities moving about in here,
Right.
if there's any change on here, that they're around us. Now look at that.
Jeepers. Full on.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's flashing.
Now let's go to what?
What's going on in here? What is going on in here? This is just full on, right from the beginning. I know it stirred the atmosphere up. I didn't expect anything like this. Come on. Ow! Damn. That's just clumsy me. Every now and then, it's the strangest thing. Oh, can't get round there. It's the strangest thing. I got up here before, and there's, I don't know whether you can see it, but hang on, let me put my light on. You see there's a big heavy chain up there. Now, if you were to move a chain like that, just because it's a huge, heavy thing, it would roll for 10 minutes, wouldn't it? And yet this one rolls about 3 to 4 times, and then it's almost like somebody just holds onto it again. And as soon as I say that, it stops. But our ghost box has gone off again. How come you got there? It went green straight away.
It went. Amazing.
And this is not, I know it's just for the benefit of those of you at home, you might think, oh, well, obviously when you go near it, it just goes off. It has to be electromagnetic waves, something we can't create. I also got an enormous batch of noise from up here before. We've spoken. What have we had here? We've had noises. We've had like a roar or an angry...
Somebody wasn't happy.
Last chance for this room. Somebody hit me on the back. I mean, not hard enough to be like somebody pelted it, but it just felt like...
Yeah.
And then whatever it was fell to the floor, and I heard it land. I was facing the opposite way, heard it land, and there's nothing on the floor. So what's going on? It's madness. You know, loads of families, 4 and 5 and 6 members of the same families died here. Right. Last chance. Do you welcome us here?
Do you want to ask them directly on the box again?
No, I think we'll choose the box in another room.
Okay.
Well, it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put down our tools just briefly. We're going to close this down. Richard's got a whole variety of different pieces of kit. We call them spirit traps. And
I've also got a ghost torch.
a ghost torch. What's a ghost torch?
Ghost torch. Ultraviolet torch. Look at it. If you want to see spirits, this is how you want to, what you got to use. So, shall I have a look down the bottom corner?
Yeah, let's do it. Now the thing is, will I see this on my camera, or will night vision? You do it from a distance, and I've got this camera that will catch the close-up. So.
Oh. Did you see what
Yes.
I did?
Yes. There was some light from the torch, and something moved across. This is my hand for shadows, but something. Oh. We're getting it. Watch. See with your eyes. What's happening?
There.
In the middle.
In the middle.
I saw it. Looks like it's just almost peering around the edge of the wheel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Oh! On the top of the wheel, like hands.
Yeah.
Like hands.
And again, yeah. Black hands.
Black hands. Jet black hands.
Yeah.
Top of the wheel.
Up the wheel. And also to the side of the wheel.
Now you see, if this is imagination, because we've also got the night vision in the distance, if this is imagination, how come we both saw the same thing?
I don't know. That's incredible.
That's a bit of kit. I didn't, ultraviolet light, never thought about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anybody in this corner?
Come on, let's see you. We've seen stuff moving. Let it be you. Come on, let's see it. We've come here to see you. Come on. Come on. Come on.
There's a light tap from the corner.
I heard it. I hope you guys are picking this up at home. I know sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. We've only got little tiny microphones on. And I'm hoping that the microphone's always pointed the same way that the light is going. Come on, speak to us, please. Heard another knock. Come on. Let's move in a bit. Right. Just rest your bones. Let's just. The action there is over yonder. Richard's gone in that direction. Oh, bit of noise to the left. Like a.
It's freezing cold here.
It's icy cold, but there's dust moving around. You know, it's not us, because it's not particularly dusty on the floor, but there's dust moving around in here. Almost like a shape. What is going on? What's happening?
It's absolutely freezing where I'm standing.
It is. Come on, show yourself. You've already moved around here. You're right to say the wheel. When you're up close, you can see. Right. As I said before, let's do it now. Let's pick up the kit. Is in here, down one of them, can you go upstairs?
You have to go around the corner and then go upstairs.
Round the corner at the end?
Yeah.
Yes.
But be careful of the floor.
Let's do upstairs. Okay? So we're going to head off there. Let's do it. You can come with us if you want to do night vision. We might as well go the whole hog. Now, it's a long time since I was here, and it's pitch black. But I've spent an awful lot of my life in darkness. Yes. And upstairs from here, we got two people. So our full dressed woman up here. Two of our women saw the figure. I would love if we could see it up here too. Come on, GoPro, up the stairs. Yeah, there was, they're working on it, obviously. Done a bit of painting. Some old Hornby magazines for the connoisseur. Please do not touch the displays. Richard's put the musical device there. Now, there used to be a thing in the corner where the woman's figure was seen. And here we are. Old. Now this room, back in the day, apparently, was used where the foreman would come and tell people off if they were not doing their jobs properly. Getting very little up here. Very little sound, very little movement. Speak to me. Speak to me.
Temperature's just gone down a lot.
Yeah? What's going on? Temperature's going down, I can feel it. It's getting colder. It's getting colder. Getting colder now. Getting colder. It's following us about. God, look at this old place. Look at the ceilings. High, solid wooden ceilings. Put a few modern lights in. But, no, what a place. So glad they gave us a chance to come back here, because there's stuff we haven't done yet. So glad. Scary. Scary place. I feel like real terror's been done here, you know. Over the years.
This has got the most uneasy feeling of the lot.
I know, and this was the place. I know that the furniture's been taken out, because this was carpeted.
Yeah.
And I remember there being like wardrobes and poster boards and stuff in here.
This is where we had the writing in the dust, remember?
Yes, yes we did. Oh God, that would be so good if we could get that. That would be great. Just how dusty is it? Something's just touched my head. I was right on camera there. Did you see anything?
I think we might just turn the camera up. The lights shining in the camera.
Oh, sorry. Oh, damn it. That's more like it. You can feel that this is, oh dear. What I would suggest you do, Tony, is do a sweep, just right the way around, get the lot of it. This is exactly what it's like when we come to places like this. I know a lot of people think, well, it's like Ghostbusters and the only thing missing is that one that eats the hot dogs. It's not like that. Most of it is reaching out, hoping that whatever's there will play. Ah! No sooner do I say it, then it starts again.
There's a funny smell appeared in the room here.
Not getting it. Write something down for me. There's dust on the floor.
Oh, straight off.
Why don't you want us here? Why don't you want us here? What do you want us to do? Leave now, she says. Leave now. Why do you want us to leave? She says, I want to look for more. Have you written more messages? You have? You said yes. Why do you want us to leave? Sorry, you don't have to be sorry. You've left us another message. What message is it? Have you left a message on the floor? There's a hole in the floorboards here. Have to be a bit careful. Speak to me. Come on. Why do you want us to leave? Why do you want us to leave? Why do you want us to leave? 7. What's 7 about? What significance is 7? Why do you wish us to leave? Why do you want us to leave? Yes. Okay, you want us to leave. Why? Laughing. I heard kids laughing in the background. Laughing in the background. Time. It's many years since we left you here. This is your chance to talk to me. Please. Please, it says. She said.
Maybe they need help.
You said maybe they need help. She's just said, help me. How can we help you? 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 How? Take us there. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Home. You mean you're trapped here? Yes. You're trapped here. Why can't you leave this place? Just got a movement over here, Tony. Whoa. Were you getting that? Oh. Put the ghost thing on it. We're using the ultraviolet light. Hello.
Hello, who's that?
Hello, what's your name?
Peter.
Hello, Peter. Sounds like you have a bit of an Irish accent. Are you from Ireland, Peter? Did you die here? Oh! Spots of light? What the hell? You still there, Peter? Got a woman here who wants to go home. We've got children running around and laughing. And me, she says, and me. I'm not forgetting about you. Is that Lorna? Is that Lorna? No. Let's take that out. Oh. Last chance. Is there anything you want to say to us? Yes.
Oh,
What did you say? What did he say?
you told her to get stuffed.
Oh, get stuffed. That's old-fashioned. Why do you want us to leave? Why do you want us to get stuffed? Told us to have off before, so marginally better.
Who are you from? I'm Irish.
I'm Irish. That's Peter from before. Thank you, Peter. Did you die here, Pete? You come all this way from the islands. The island of the Green to die here. Did you die here, Peter? It's lost in a lot of background noise, but there's something trying to get through. Peter! Did you die here, Peter?
Did.
Yeah. Ah. Harvest.
Harvest something.
Well, it's coming up to the time of the year when it would be the harvest. Were you a farmer?
I didn't.
No, Peter, you obviously didn't. You were working here. Were you an engineer? Did you work on the trains? Both. So you did what the trains and other work besides. Did you die here, Peter? How did you die? How did you die, Peter? How did you die? Come on, Peter, tell me. This is your chance. Tell me, how did you die? I heard me say, how did you die on there? Did you hear that?
Yeah, came back.
That's me on there. That's impossible. How did you die? Oy, 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 oy.
You may not think he's dead.
You do realise that you're in spirit, Peter? Yes. So you know you're dead.
Dead. Somebody else, the girl.
I know the girl said you're dead too. That's how we can talk to you this way. You're ready. Ready for... You told us to leave. No, I think we're gonna... Let's move to a new location. Oh, it's so frustrating. We're in an amazing place. There's the road outside. It is that close. And here's
REM pod's going off.
Is it one of yours?
right. What is the
It's had a temperature trigger. See the REM pod? It's
so therefore the temperature gets down to a certain level.
If you shine your light in here,
Oh.
Tony.
Good job you warned us about him.
It scares the daylights out of you.
Yes, he's. I think it'd be worse if next time we look at him, he's standing at the window. That would be worse.
definitely.
So did that alarm you guys? Did it? The sound?
We wondered if it was our alarm going off. That was all.
Right. I know we're good, but thank you very much. So these are the carriages that I was telling you guys about before. The underground ghost train here, but you can get in them the same way that people did back in the day. Just smaller carriages. You can get in and get some photographs taken. And this is just one of the many things that you can come and see on a glorious summer's day where nothing's going on, like the things that we've had. Through here, there's a museum again. The machinery must be oiled. Another one of Richard's ghostly devices. I don't know what it does, but fascinating to find out. And the boys coming in behind me, and I must say that absolutely terrifying if you were in here on your own. There's gravel underfoot, vandalism to safety equipment. You don't want to be responsible for that. Things around, wooden boxes, blimey, wooden metal stand here. Makes you wonder what everybody did in a place like this. It's a little scary. At this time of night, you never know what you might get.
Well, I set the beacon of the dead up.
Whoa, got a bright yellow light there.
Yeah, but when I came in, it should be on normally.
No, when I came in, it wasn't lit.
It wasn't lit, so something's triggered it while we've been out of here. I've just reset it and it's come back on.
Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Little mock-up of a pit pony at this end. Again, hang on, but for the benefit of the night vision, I best turn my lights off. There you go. Is there anything happening? Use your ghost light as well to tell us if you get anything. Come on, talk to us. Let us know. Let us know. Speak to us. Speak to us. Come on. What's happening in here? It's just me. Listen. Listen. Can you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Can you hear it? Like a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get that?
I heard that.
Did you hear it, Tony?
Yeah, I think so.
I heard that.
You think so? Shoot.
I
Oh,
heard that plain as day.
I hope the people at home did. I've just heard a little child like crying, whinging on. Come on. Do you need help, little one? You stuck here?
Did you hear that?
No, what was that?
Tappity tap. Just here. I've never heard anything like that.
But did you hear it?
I did.
How come Tony didn't hear it? You were further away.
I heard something. I don't just hear on the mic. You see.
What do you mean?
I'm just hearing. I've got headphones in. I can just hear the mic.
All right, I see. Oh, hello. Now I remember this place. This is where we saw ghostly lights.
Yeah, but don't fall down anything though.
No, I'm sitting. We saw ghostly lights then. Oh, and something moved along the bottom and something swung tools. It made tools move. Hang on. No, tools like this were.
That's right.
Were hanging. Ah. Oh, look at this. Got to be careful. This is dangerous around here. There's lots of stuff lying about. Be careful. Lots of old tools and stuff. Old railway sign. The rattler. Wow. Getting stuff moving. Getting stuff moving, all right. Right. Oh, come on. Is there anything there? Come on. You made tools move. Look, I'm staring at the tools. Do it now. And then everybody will be incredibly impressed. Make the tools move. Come on. Make the tools move. Come on. This way. Any way you can. I don't want to move them, but I want you to move them. Prove what you can do. Come on. Ah, come on. Come on. Look at this, a whole train in here. Whole train. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Do you want to try and talk to anybody in here?
I think we could certainly do that. Let's try it.
Okay.
Was that Rich? Richard? Hello, Richard. That was quick. Hello. What do you want to say? Tell me. Tell me. What do you want to say then? Was that you, Richard?
That was the door behind
That was the door behind, right. Whew. When you come through the doors like that, you don't realise some of them are on a spring. That was spring. You just said spring. What's your name? Come on, the lady there, what's your name?
Helen, I think.
Helen. Hello, Helen. Did you work here? Did your children work here? Yes. Did your children work here too?
Thousands.
Thousands of children worked here, I know that over the years. What happened to most of them? What happened to most of them? Are you with us?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, you sound like you're in pain. Oh, the meters just started going off again too. Are you in here with us? Ah. Yes, you are. Talk to me. You're lighting this thing up. You must have quite an energy about you, so talk to us. Talk to me, come on. Talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Somebody just said big. Oh, you're back again. Talk to me. I'm only going to be here for a short while. You have to talk to me. Please. Oh. Just felt something touch my left hand. So that was you. Is that you, Helen? Come show everybody. We want people to see you. Richard, put on the light. Got the ghost light on. Are you seeing shadows with it? Are you here with us? Well, I'm so glad you are. Why don't you tell us what happened to you here? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Something right there, kind of clang like that. You're laughing. Was that you, Helen? It was you. Well, thank you. You can make me frightened if you like. Another light here. And what does that show up?
The REM pod is a radiating device, and if anything breaks its radiation field, it triggers. It works as a little transmitter site of its own.
Gotcha. Well, something's kicking it off as we speak.
Just to demonstrate, I'm moving my hand down.
Oh, I see. I see. Hang on, let's... So if something breaks its field... My God. There is. I can feel it. It's really chilly. Ah. Movement. Movement. Careful. I am being careful. Thank you for worrying about me. Come on. Last chance. Last chance, then we're going to move on to the big shed on the other side of the field next to the death pit. Please speak. Do something. Speak to me. She just said, careful, watch what you do. Yeah. Helen, thank you very much. You're very kind. We're going to say our goodbyes to you now. Bye, Helen. Oh, my goodness. Right. So, we try to find places for you. We're going around all the sheds. We're trying our best. Did you hear that? Did you hear that squealing noise? Mm-hmm. Was it from inside or out? Inside. Oh, good God. There's stuff happening all around us. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everywhere we've been, I'm not a one to jump and show terror, but everywhere we've been, we've had a something. What the devil are we going to get next? You need some kind of break from it, because when you're in a place like this, it becomes relentless. Sometimes it's just great to get in the fresh air and just take a break. You got to remember this thing's moving around at this time of night. You don't have to be inside, you don't have to be in a stately home. The most covered, just seen something over there. And let's see if I can. Still got street lights. See a figure at the window?
I thought I saw a figure walking across here before, through that window.
Just the top window to the left hand side, I just saw a dark figure move right across it. You can see cars on through the other side of the building. No, but most people see ghosts in modern day houses, you know, like council houses and 2 up, 2 down. But we are heading out to, oops, over the rails to get to there. It's the big railway thing. Now we've been told to go over down there, so I suppose we better do what they're suggesting. It's a wonderful night, but it's not freezing. What is that? The old pit wheel.
Yep.
Wow. Look at that. That's only half size of it. Heard a child crying, clear as day. We got that. Now we're heading, hoping for one last stop. We've got about 35-40 minutes. Let's make it count. Oh, falling over things again. I am so clumsy. You know whether that's a thing that comes with age. But nothing's going to stop me. It's funny, I think age is just a number. I see people that are half my age sitting about and doing nothing. And if you go to some countries, people, when they get into their 40s, the women seem to shrink and the men turn into, I'll have a glass of wine or I'll have a couple of pints, and that's their entire life. What a waste. There's a whole world out there to see. These are things just on our neck of the woods. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Got to wait for Richard coming. He's got his stuff. Let him watch himself. There he comes. It's just, you have a chance with your life. You make the most of it, or you waste it. You throw it away. Now, next time you come, I just think this centre piece here. Let me put my. I just think this is the mound. The mound is all around us where the child was, or the children were. And that big metal sheet just thrown down on her. Now the big wheels here. It would be great if there was a little plaque underneath it, just commemorating those that worked hard and dedicated their lives to the railway. Because let's face it, here in the north, we're the birthplace of the locomotive. Bowes is just a magnificent part of it where you can see stuff. Look around you. It's absolutely amazing. So, what will we get at the place nearest to the mound? You can see how the land goes down and the mound rises and it takes its shape. Can you see that? You just hurl the camera at it, see the shape of the ground. This is the mound, and we're going into one of the shops. Oh, cha 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 cha. There you go. And here we are. This is an incredible dark building. And we're not actually alone in here. Up the top end, apparently, it's the home of an owl who's raising a family. So if we're not attacked by spirit, we may just be attacked by a rampant night owl. And there's trains and equipment to deal with them. That's our lighting stand with the biggest bulb. Have you ever seen a bulb like that before? Look at that. We're talking serious pig's penis kind of bulb there. And there's Hollywood McShane with his night vision. Whoa, there you are. It's amazing that we've not used night vision before. Will it work? Time will tell. Switch my lights off. Whoa. And here we are in the middle of the sheds. Gotta be so careful. There's stuff all around. Don't know how much you can make out. There you go, just so we can see a little way ahead what we're getting. Make a noise. Make a noise for us, please. Say something. Oh, bloody box. At the very beginning you think, that's cool. Then eventually you say, oh, hang on, don't like, it just heard a noise. Just got like a kind of a clankety noise. Clankety noise. What are we getting? WST. Seeing what we're seeing every step of the way. Sweeping brush there. I'll have to use to clean up if any of its poos was off. You're never sure what you're going to get. Yeah. Was that message for us? That did it really say leave? It looked amazing. Don't know whether it did or it didn't. Might have been there for 6-7 months. I question everything. Was it just a coincidence that the spirit box told us to leave at the same time?
I've got it here if you want to talk to them in the shed.
Let's do it. Let's give it a go. Is there anybody in here? Is there anybody in here? Do one.
Right.
That's not helpful.
Just put the Geordie as well.
Absolutely. Speak to me. What's your name? M. M.
Was it?
Is that M for Emma? Is that M for Emma? You're terrible. People have said that. Speak to me. Come on. Speak to me. That's somebody rather posh. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Come on. I heard it. I am coming on. Speak to me. I don't know whether you caught that, but somebody just went, bastard. Bastard.
Yeah, but you also said F off before.
I know, I know.
Oh, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. Speak to me, Maggie. What was your job here? I just heard in there. What was your job? What was your job? What was your job? Noises. Noises. Switch that off so we can. Because the problem is with that, you actually can't hear. Check the top with the night vision, Tony. Over there. We're getting noises in the top corner. I don't know whether you heard them with your headphones on. Go and check them out. Right. Say that again?
Keep quite near Tony because he's got radio devices.
All right, actually. Drives you bananas, doesn't it? Drives you bananas. I heard something. Oh, what the hell was that? Nothing. Not a thing. Let's have a look. Oh, the little rooms. Yeah. Let's just go in here. Oh dear. Well, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here. I'm going to switch the lights off.
Right, and just keep your light on. Just keep your GoPro. Yeah. I'll leave that.
Will you be able to hear what I say?
Yeah.
Just in here, as you can see. Going to knock the lights off. And that's it. Just sit. Hope for the best. Getting a little bit of ambient light coming into the room. I'd love to know what's creating it. Getting nothing at the moment. It's deathly in here. Not getting a thing. Not a thing. Let's try again with a lid. You sit here. Not a thing. Not the slightest little thing. God, I'd love to just let these things just happen. Something, somewhere. Oh! Come on, speak to me. Speak to me. Oh, getting voice. Uh-huh. What's that? What? There's a little kid. It's a little tiny kid. Little tiny kid just on the verge of crying. Oh God. Over there. That's where it was. That's where it was. Come on. Come on, speak to me. Are you there? Did you die here? Oh. Hello? Hello? Speak to me. Come on. I'm getting stuff. Saw a little, tiny little bit of movement in the corner. What would make that? Why would a child be in here? Speak to me. God. Oh, God. With all the dust. Excuse me. It is the most frustrating thing. Do you know, I don't know whether Tony caught in his head.
I did pick up, it sounded like someone crying.
Was it a man or a woman or a
It sounded like a kid, like
kid?
you say.
I thought I got a kid crying. Just like begging for his mum or something. Come on. But I'm sitting there. Oh, God. I'm sitting there, nothing happens. Not a damn thing. And then, just when you get... it's so frustrating. Just talk to me. Wherever you are, just talk to me. Come on. Come on, you. Gotta be a... It's almost like blood. I'm hoping it's probably paint off that as well. I hope it would be. What's that? Big lump of wood. Scary, isn't it? Oh, God. Oh, that's... Bits of wood lying around and sandbags. I'll take this out for Tony's purposes.
It's alright, we can actually see you perfectly with it on at a distance. So you can see where you're going.
Right. Noises. We've had a few. That baby's voice. I think it was a little boy. Old hose pipe, dusty hose pipe. Heavy tools and all the... No such thing as a light tool in this. You really do have to be super strong to be able to just even move stuff. Heavy weight. Ton. You know, it takes 3 or 4 people just to carry some of this stuff. Ow. Batteries and big wood sleepers. Cost a fortune them at the garden set. Oh! Just been hit by something else. Did you see it? Something else just hit me. I heard like a pebble. I heard something. Oh, no, it wasn't that. Last time I looked down for what was thrown at me, I couldn't see. Is that it? It was just a little pebble, but it hit me on the shoulder. And there's nothing down there. There's not even a pebble. Hopefully everybody at home will have heard the falling of it. Mind you, didn't think it might be the owl poop. I don't know where the owl's living, but it's up there. It's up there somewhere. It could have been that. Never tell with this jacket. It's a bit razzled. Ah, there's a telltale poop. Oh, come on. Come on. Noises, give me a sign. Give me a sign. Something. Talk to me. You half expect people to pop out because you know yourself, the railway business, not to be moved. Aye, that'll be right. Don't know. Madness around here. Dear, keep coming back in. Now it's funny because I know that Hollywood McShane's right behind me. Tony, I'm seeing movement in the right-hand corner, right at the bottom. Can you make it out clearly where you are?
Nothing really on the night vision.
No?
No.
Catching just a little bit of movement at the bottom. Whoa, you bugs. Just a bit of starting to tad jumpy. And these are the carriages, can you imagine? Trying to get on one of these. You're going to need a hefty fella to help you into one of these if you look at that. Oh, fantastic. Amazing stuff in here. And this is the train. We've got the signals, the yellow, the green and the red rather. And you come back out and you're on the other side. And it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, right, I think it's time I get off this caboose safely. We're going to do one more talk outside, see if we can get something. If we can, all the better. Let's do this. Come on. Enough in this dark shed. There's still a chance for you. Speak to me. Speak to me. Is it here? No. Straight ahead. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, gotcha. That's it. Pretty much we're going outside. You're going to use the voice box one last time outside. Oh, dear. Ow. Got the crying boy again, Richard. Got a crying boy again in there. Little boy. I think it was a boy. Hard to tell. Could actually have been a girl. But sobbing's a difficult thing to kind of work out. But
Well, in that shed before, that was something else. That.
Sometimes you say, well, should we bring a couple of guys and a couple of girls and have them all screaming and running around the place? You never know what's for best, really, do you? That's the thing. Might have given us more, might have given us less. We've had a few things, though. Definitely heard a few things. Just starting to get wet. So it's probably a good time to get the hell out. And that's it. So do you know where your spirit box is? Oh, great. Right, well, before we get too close to traffic, let's do a couple of minutes here. Oh, Tony, we're going to use the spirit box one more time. Do you need to be nearby? All right. Apologies, everybody at home. This is really how it's done. So, thanks, Richard. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Somebody called out for help. Look, we're leaving. This is your last chance. Last chance to say something, anything. The world wants to hear what you've got to say, so come. You go. You just want us to leave you here. Yep. So are you happy here?
I'm back.
I'm back. That sounds like Peter, the Irish. And Lynn. Hello, Lynn. Good to talk to you too. We're going now. We want to thank you for allowing us to visit you. Is there anything you want to say? A lot of cars and vehicles going on. Hollywood McShane looking like he always looks dubious. Goodbye. No problem. Love to you. Love to you. Thank you for allowing us to be amongst you tonight. Goodbye. Last chance to say something. A lot of people listening. Goodbye.
One of them just mentioned steam.
I know. Goodbye. Thank you for everything. Now we're done, I think. Great effort. Well, that's it. Oh, sorry. I'm swallowing you in late again. Thanks very much, everybody. We're going to do one quick blessing, and then we're gone like a cool breeze.
Now, they say that any people that take part in a ghost hunt, and that's each and every one of you, if you've watched it, have been linked directly with spirit. So to prevent spirit infesting where you are, we have a prayer to end our search. All you need to say at the end of it is blessings be 3 times. May we, the seekers, crave love, respect, and peace for all those whose innocent lives were lost on this savage ground. Bless the troubled spirit of Lorna Robinson. Allow her to move on and find her own peace, united with the souls of her husband and children, all free to begin a new adventure. May this land and those who tend it be blessed. As we all leave this place, unhindered and covered in light, all darkness is left behind us as we leave you to return to your world as we return to ours. Blessings be, blessings be, blessings be. We hope you've enjoyed it. From me, Alan Robson, and the team, good night, God bless you, and we wish you well.